Hello home bakers and welcome to this Dr. Mommy Cakes tutorial. This is a full-length video tutorial where I show you all the steps that I've used to make this gorgeous, beautiful birthday cake. So watch the entire video to learn all the techniques I have used to create this cake. If you are interested in specific techniques, look in the description section to skip to that part of the video. Step 1. You need to set up your cake. For that, you need a turntable. You need your buttercream smoothers, buttercream scrapers, your palette knife, your cake, and buttercream. If you're a beginner to buttercream making, check out my tutorial on the essential tools that you need for buttercream decorating. It's quite useful and it will show you what tools that you need for buttercream. So let's set up our cake. So I've got my setup ready and I'm using a cake board. Your cake board should be slightly bigger than your cake. Have some space too. Just on there. So I'm going to speed up this part so that the whole video is not too long. If you want to learn the ins and outs of buttercream, decorating, smoothing and covering a cake with buttercream, have a look at my video tutorial on decorating and applying buttercream to your cake. The link should be showing up on your screen. So we're going to start off stacking our cakes. I like to put the flat end up. That gives your cake a more level surface, and you apply a generous thick layer of buttercream and use your palette knife to smooth. Then you add your next cake layer and another layer of buttercream and smooth a thick layer of buttercream on your cake layers. Depending on your taste, you can add a little bit or a lot of buttercream. Once you have stacked your cake, the next step is to crumb coat your cake. So crumb coat is your first thin layer of buttercream that will seal all your crumbs in. That's why it's called crumb coating. And this is important so that when you decorate your finished cake, you don't have crumbs showing everywhere. Once you've crumb coated, put it in the fridge for about 30 minutes until it's set. And you can see here that my buttercream crumb coat, you can see here that my buttercream crumb coat has nicely set. So now I'm going to apply a thick layer of buttercream. Because we are going to be doing stripes decorating using a stripe comb, you want to have quite a thick layer of buttercream. So as you can see here, I'm adding a generous helping of buttercream to cover my cake. And here you can see the advantage of doing a crumb coat, not a crumb inside. It's been nicely sealed by the crumb coat, and that's the importance of doing a crumb coat. So here I'm just smoothing and applying a generous helping of buttercream. You might think that that's quite a lot of buttercream, but when we get to creating the stripes, you'll see why this is important. So next I'm going to just smoothen the buttercream all over my cake. Smoothing buttercream onto the top and then the sides. Once you've done this step, then you need to take your buttercream smoother and we're going to smoothing the edge of the buttercream. If you don't know how to decorate with buttercream, I have a great video tutorial that will show you exactly how to decorate your cake with buttercream. So it would be a good idea to watch this video for more in-depth tutorial on how to do this. The link for this should be showing up at the top of your screen now. So patience is the game when decorating a cake. You need to go nice and slowly and keep going until you get the results that you desire. So here I am. I've done a first swipe going round the cake. If you have any patches in your cake, use your palette knife and apply some buttercream to smoothen and cover these patches, and keep going until you have a nice smooth surface. Now I'm going to concentrate on the top I'm adding some additional buttercream to make sure that the top is nice and even. And then I'm going to use my bench scraper to smoothen the sides to get a nice finish both on the sides and top of my cake. You can also freeze your cake in between applying buttercream layers, especially if it's a hot day and if your buttercream is soft or melting. This will make your cake firm and it will make adding additional layers of buttercream much easier. So keep adding buttercream layers on and smoothing with your buttercream smoother until you have a nice smooth finish. Thank you for watching my tutorial, and thank you so much to all my subscribers. I truly appreciate you. If you haven't joined my subscribers, please do. It's absolutely free for you and it will help my channel grow. So please click the subscribe button now. Thank you very much. So I'm adding the final touches to my cake, smoothing my buttercream, and keep doing this until you are happy with the finish. If you're finding this step tricky, don't forget I have a whole tutorial showing you how to decorate with buttercream, and this will show you how to perfect this technique. Also, if you are new to cake decorating or a cake decorating beginner, I have loads of useful tutorials that you can check out and loads of helpful playlists that will help you decorate and make great cakes. So check it out. Yep, with Dr. Mommy Cakes, you'll be making great cakes in no time. Your cakes will look and taste amazing. So for the top, I'm just using a straight palette knife and just gently swiping and neatening the edges so I have nice even edges. You can either use a palette knife or use the edge of your buttercream smoother for this step. And here is my finished product. So this is the buttercream, the red. So this is the red buttercream that I've made. I'm going to be adding red stripes to this. If you don't know how to make red buttercream, you can either check out my tutorial on this, or as a bonus, I have added a clip at the end of this video showing you how to make red buttercream. So stick around at the end of the video to watch this. So my cake has been in the fridge for about 30 minutes and it's nice and set. You want it to be nice and firm, but you don't want it to be frozen. Otherwise, it'll be very difficult to create your stripes. So here I'm using a stripe comb, and the important thing when creating stripes is to make sure that you hold your comb nice and firmly, and it should be held parallel to your cake. And then you want to just slowly turn your cake on the turntable, and this will create your stripes. Now you can see why it's important that you add a generous helping of buttercream when you are covering your cake, because when you make the stripes, you want to be able to make quite deep ridges. So keep going with the stripe combs until you have a nice ridge of. So keep going with the stripe comb until you have made nice, neat grooves of buttercream. If there are some areas where you think the grooves are uneven, you can just add some extra buttercream and then go again with your stripe comb and create your grooves. If you want to get this type of stripe comb, I've put the links in the description section where you can get them from. So again, patience is the name of the game. Keep doing this until you are happy with the grooves that you have made. Once you've created your grooves, it's a good idea to pop it in the fridge for maybe 5 or 10 minutes just so that your buttercream is set. So here I've put the red buttercream into a piping bag, and I'm just going to gently just pipe buttercream inside the grooves and do this all around your cake. Speaking of the color red, if you haven't subscribed, please click the subscribe button now. It's just that red arrow there showing you exactly where to hit subscribe. So once you have piped your buttercream into the grooves, use your buttercream scraper to scrape and smoothing. Don't worry if you feel that the buttercream has been smudged. Don't be alarmed, the red buttercream will smudge into the white, but this is part of the whole technique. You've got to be patient and keep smoothing. Eventually you'll start to notice that your stripes become neater and cleaner. Don't be alarmed if your color buttercream in the grooves seem to be smudging with the other color buttercream. Don't be alarmed if your buttercream seems to be quite smudgy. The more that you smoothing, eventually you'll start to create nice, neat stripes. So patience again is the name of the game. Keep smoothing your buttercream gently as you did in the first technique, and you'll start to see your grooves appear. You might find patches where you need to add extra buttercream, so just add a little bit of extra buttercream and keep smoothing your buttercream on your cake until you are happy with the stripes that you have created. Don't be alarmed if your buttercream seems to smudge into each other. When you start smoothing your cakes, you'll start to find that your stripes become more defined and neater. So using the same technique as previously, we're going to smoothen the buttercream with our buttercream smoother, making sure that you clean as you go. That's very important so that you don't ruin the stripe effect, and keep smoothing until your stripes appear nice and clean and neat. Next, I'm going to be creating 3 color stripes to pipe on the top of my cake. So I have a layer of cling film which I've laid out, and here you can see I'm piping red buttercream, blue buttercream, and also some white buttercream. You just want to pipe them side by side, and then you want to gently roll your cling film into a little sausage. Be careful not to squash the sausage, otherwise your colors will smoosh into each other. snip off the end of the cling film and put in a piping bag. You want to prime your piping bag so that until the colors are coming out nicely. And here I'm doing a rope border, so you just want to gently press on your piping bag and release your buttercream, lifting as you go, and at the same time simultaneously turning your turntable. Again, go slowly. You'll need to stop from time to time so that you can readjust your piping bag, and then you start. And you just keep going until you have piped a rope border all around your cake, just like that. Rope borders are one of my favorite. They're so easy to do, but the effect is super stunning. And I particularly like making a triple colored rope and I particularly like making a triple colored rose border. If you want to learn how to create tricolor or multiple color piping, check out the video tutorial on this. The link should be showing up at the top of your screen or can be found in the description box. So you see, when I stop, I make sure that I stop inside of the cake so that I can hide the seams. And then when I restart, I start back exactly where I stopped. See where I'm doing here? I'm squeezing down the buttercream in the bag so I'm able to have full control of my piping bag at all times. And voila, there you go. Beautiful rope border. So for the final touches, I'm going to be adding on some sprinkles. I think every cake deserves a sprinkle. It just adds a little bit of glamour. And here we are, our finished striped rope border cake. So here it is, the finished cake. We have made a cake that has stripes using a stripe comb, and I've also shown you how to make a rope border. You can see here the final cake. I've jazzed it up by adding a fondant cake topper, and you can click on the link showing up the top of your screen for a tutorial on how to make this cake topper. And I've also added some extra characters to make it even more beautiful. Thank you for watching this tutorial. If you have any questions or comments, just drop it in the comment section and I will reply you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking this video, and I will see you next Wednesday. Bye.